Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Asfara Rabbani Pridyaputra with name 28. In this video, I will answer some questions and give a motivational speech to fulfill the final task exam of public speaking by Pak Brilan. Starting off with the first question, how do the structural frameworks used in impromptu speaking, such as PrEP and WH question, influence the clarity and persuasiveness of a speech compared to the step-by-step structure required in demonstrative speaking? So, structural frameworks like PrEP and WH questions help impromptu speakers to produce clear and persuasive ideas quickly by giving them a predictable flow. This could be a point, a reason, an example, and a restatement, or maybe a series of direct answers so that it could guide the audience into questions. These frameworks reduce mental load and help the speaker stay coherent with minimal preparation. In contrast, demonstrative speaking requires a step by step structure where the audience must follow each stage in sequence to understand a process itself. While impromptu frameworks focuses on clarity of reasoning and also persuasion, demonstrative structures emphasize clarity of procedure, which means the success of the speech depends on how logically the steps are arranged and explained. Moving on to the next question, analyze how anxiety and nervousness impact the delivery of impromptu speeches, and compare the coping strategies with the confidence building techniques in motivational speaking. While anxiety and nervousness in impromptu speaking often cause rushing pace, weak voice projection, filler words, and difficulty in organizing thoughts, which can disrupt delivery of the information. Coping strategies usually involve grounding techniques like deep breathing, mental outlining, or quickly identifying key points so that we can stay focused as a speaker. Motivational speaking, however, relies on long term confidence building techniques such as positive self talk, rehearsed storytelling, audience connection, and also emotional visualization. While coping strategies aim to stabilize performance in the moment, motivational speaking, however, are designed to create a strong sustained stage of presence. Moving on to the next question, evaluate the importance of storytelling in motivational speaking and discuss how its function differs from examples used in impromptu speaking to support quick reasoning. Storytelling in motivational speaking is essential because it creates emotional connection and also strengthens the relatability. It inspires the audience through personal or it could be symbolic narratives. Its purpose is to lead the listeners toward reflection, empowerment, or behavioral change. In impromptu, in impromptu speaking, however, examples are used more for quick reasoning. They serve as a fast evidence or illustrations to support a spontaneous argument rather than to build emotional depth. Thus, motivational storytelling is expensive and expensive, expansive, and emotionally driven, while impromptu examples are brief, functional, and also logic oriented. The next question is compare and contrast how organization affects the success of demonstrative speeches and impromptu speech, focusing on the audience's ability to follow and retain information. Organization plays a different but equally important role in demonstrative and also impromptu speech. Demonstrative speaking depends heavily on a clear sequential structure because the audience must follow each step to understand how to perform a task. Disorganization can lead to confused or incomplete learning. Impromptu speaking, on the other hand, relies on frameworks that allow the speaker to present ideas coherently despite limited preparation, helping the audience capture the main message quickly. While demonstrative speeches ensure retention through structured progression, impromptu speeches ensure retention through concise reasoning and also logical flow. And then the last question, in motivational speaking, why are ethos, pathos, and logos important? And how would they use differ when applied in an impromptu speaking scenario with limited preparation time? In motivational speaking, ethos builds credibility, pathos inspires emotion, and logos provides logical support. Together, they create a persuasive, impactful message that can move an audience toward the change. When applied to impromptu speaking, their use becomes more constrained because of limited preparation time. Ethos emerges more from confidence and delivery rather than planned credentials. Pathos tends to come from relatable examples or tone rather than crafted stories. And logos, logos relies on simple, quick reasoning rather than a complex argument. Thus, impromptu speaking uses the rhetorical appeals in a faster, more spontaneous way, while motivational speaking applies them intentionally and strategically. And that is all about the questions. We will move on to the motivational speech about the importance of resilience in students' success. Today, I want to talk about something what every student needs, not just to survive school, but to truly succeed in life. And you guessed it, it is resilience. Resilience is the strength that helps you stand back up when life pushes you down. It's what keeps you trying. It what keeps you trying when the path gets challenging and harder. It what turns setbacks into stepping stones. Now, as a student, we've all been there. We've all had those moments when a subject feels too difficult, when deadlines pile up, when motivation disappears, or when we study as hard as we can but still couldn't get as we hoped for. Moments like this can make us feel like giving up, but there's the truth. Success is never a straight line. It's full of twists, turn around, and also obstacles. Here, resilience is what helps us move through them. Resilience doesn't mean that we should be strong all the time. It doesn't mean that pretending everything is easy. Resilience means acknowledging the challenge, accepting it, and choosing to move forward anyway. It's that small voice inside you that says, "This is hard, but I can try again." Something like that. Think about the students who inspires us the most. Not the one who always gets perfect scores effortlessly, but the one who always fails, but he or she learns and always come back stronger. The ones who stay late to practice, and so on. The ones who rewrite their notes because they want to understand better, the one who asked for help when they needed it. These students succeeded not because everything was easy, but because they fight for it. They refused to quit. Let me remind you of something powerful. Every challenge you face today is shaping you into someone stronger tomorrow. The stress you overcome builds endurance. The mistakes you the mistakes you made builds wisdom. The failures you rise from builds courage. Resilience isn't just a skill, it is a mindset, one that transforms obstacles into opportunities and probably. Let me remind you of something powerful. Every challenge you face today is shaping you into someone stronger tomorrow. The stress you overcome builds endurance. The mistakes you make builds wisdom. The failures you rise from builds the courage inside you. Resilience isn't just a skill, but it is a mindset, one that transforms obstacles into opportunities. So how do we build this resilience? First, by embracing the failure. Failure doesn't define you, it teaches you into a better person. It is a message that says, this method didn't work. Try another one. Second, by setting realistic goals. Success happens step by step, not all at once. So try accomplish small uh, achievement first. Third, by staying surrounded with people who support you, friends, teachers, family mentors, and so on. Resilient students don't walk alone. They build a community that encourages them to grow. And finally, resilience grows when we believe that effort matters just as much as talent itself. When we remind ourselves that improvement is always possible. Here's something important. When it feels like you're moving slowly, you're still moving. You are still moving. Every day you choose to show up. Every time you try again. Every moment you push through a challenge, you are building the future version of yourself. And that version is always stronger than you can imagine. Students often think that success belongs only to the smartest people or the most gifted. But the truth is, success belongs to those who keep going. Your setbacks are not a sign that you are failing, they are signs that you are improving. So today I want you to remember this. Your success is not decided by how many times you fail, but how many times you rise from the failure itself. Resilience is your greatest tool. It is your advantage. It is your power. Whatever challenge you're facing right now, whether it's academic pressure, personal struggles, or self doubt, please don't stop. Take a deep breath, stand back up, and keep moving forward. You are capable, you are growing, and with resilience, you are unstoppable. Thank you for your attention. I think that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.